What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It is the only sports podcast. That's right, the only sports podcast. I'm Will. That's Casino over there.
Howdy doodly.
How we doing today, Casino?
I'm doing fabuloso. Just accepted a job offer for a second job. Very happy about that. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it. Got it. Nailed it. Doing great. Feeling very happy about it. So,
Bam.
I'm in a good mood. I'm in a great mood. Like
making moves.
Making moves, man. Making moves. I'm very happy. Very happy. How about you? How are you doing? Now, I never ask how you're doing. You always ask me, and then I go off on like some crazy thing about my day or about my life. You know, some sad,
Yeah.
some happy, some just destructive. How are you?
It's true.
How are you doing?
You know what?
I gotta know.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for asking, Casino.
It only took about 105 episodes for me to ask you, but how are you doing?
This is actually episode number 107. 107, which is crazy. Crazy. But no, I'm doing great. I'm launching the Kickstarter for my superhero comic book tomorrow. So if you want to support that, it's The Elevated on Kickstarter.
Your first one was trash. No, I'm just kidding. Your first one was great. First one was great.
And then also Casino starting up the other channel where I talk about movies and TV shows. So it's just my full name. I'll link in the description below. Getting back on the horse. Last year was rough and I just basically gave up on everything. And 2024, I'm just reblooming.
You've got a new attitude. You've got a new attitude, that's for sure.
You know what? Dare I say a new lease on life. A new lease on life.
Lease on life.
Yeah, that's the saying. I'm also
you
wearing.
Gotta buy. You gotta purchase life, though, man. Come on.
But also, Casino. One of the few things you and my wife have in common, besides both you and her have made, and me have made sweet love. Independent from each other. But yeah, but.
We talked last podcast about the pigs in a blanket, but continue. Let's go.
But you always wear the Lady and the Tramp shirt, right?
Dude, I almost wore it. You want me to go get it? I'll go wear it.
No, you don't have to get it.
Are you
but
sure?
I'm just saying, yes. The shirt my wife wears constantly.
I've seen her wear that many times.
Abomination. Yeah.
I've seen her wear that many times. Yes.
Ugh. And she was wearing it today, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring that on the podcast.
I just thought she wore special. Whenever I was around, she was just like, I'm going to wear the Grinch for Casino. I'm just going to do it.
No, this is just, it's always on. I hate it. And she was wearing it and then had to take it off for a meeting because she obviously works from home. And I was like, I'm going to show that on the podcast so you can be shamed for it because I just hate it. I just hate it. But enough playful banter, Casino. It is Super Bowl week. And I'm not hyped for it at all. So I don't know how you are. But
why do you think we're not talking about Super Bowl this episode?
Yeah. It is happening in our own hometown, home city.
That's pretty cool, though. I do like it because I do drive on the 15 on my way to work. And you know what? It is cool seeing them set everything up and seeing Super Bowl banners everywhere, seeing the Roomba, is which I call the stadium. It looks like just a giant fucking Roomba. Just seeing that have everything. But then I see like all the billboards, like do it for the Bay, and then like Chiefs Kingdom and whatnot, and then I just want to like crash. So
yeah.
So it's too much red. It's too much red, and reddish orange. I want to see the blue. Where was the blue and the purple? And you know what's crazy is the Super Bowl like colors. They're purple. Like you got purple everywhere. It's like purplish red, and like they expected the Ravens to make this Super Bowl. They did. They truly did.
They called their shot.
They catered to them. They catered to them with the colors and everything.
And instead, like you said, it's just like white, red, and then what the 49ers have that like kind of brownish goldish color that I really haven't seen anywhere.
Yeah.
You're right.
You
It's
said
all
the
just
red, the
red and
white,
white
and
and purple.
dude, you ever see that old movie Blue Streak? Now,
With Martin Lawrence.
yeah, I
Yes.
love that. So when you just went red, white, and you couldn't think of the other color, it reminds me when he's looking there, he's like, "I did for my country, the red, the white, and the green." And he's saying, "I get it. It gets me every time. Gets me every time." Sorry, continue.
uh, but I just wanted to share with you some Super Bowl news that has came out today.
Boo.
So
Okay.
if you wanted to go down the street to the Super Bowl casino, as of this moment, the lowest available ticket that you can still buy wholesale for the Super Bowl is just over $5,000, which is insane. And
I
five
mean, it's the
thousand
most expensive.
dollars.
Yeah, it's the most expensive Super
That's like
Bowl.
that's a nosebleed, right? Like the
Yeah.
$5,000. It's not even going to be a good seat.
No, you might have obstruction.
Yeah. Oh, that would fucking suck if you
Well, dude,
pay.
sometimes they don't tell you that stuff. I hate that. I hate
I
that.
thought they had to. They don't. They don't have to put obstructed view.
Well, I think they do have to, but I know a couple places oh, it's on this site where it says obstruct. You got it off of this site, and so they don't tell you and they don't like communicate. But yeah, yeah.
It's what is it?
Go for
I
it.
don't know
What
if
were you
you
gonna say?
saw the NBA 2024 All-Star game, which in this episode we are actually going to talk about NHL and NBA, so stay tuned. But
What?
they're doing a complete LED floor that they can control and change the image on it for the NBA All-Star game. With that kind of technology and it being 2024, how are we still having obstructed views in stadium seatings?
I don't
Right?
know.
Like you look at the ancient coliseums and stuff like that, no obstructed views, right? It was just completely, you're looking down at a guy being mauled by a lion. And yet we build stadiums now that just have giant poles and then seat two seats right behind them. I don't understand it, casino. But
Wow.
if you could pay to go to one Super Bowl from the past, which one would it be? Now, obviously, you're a Patriots fan. Are you picking the
Yes.
Falcons game or are you picking the Seahawks game?
Oh man. That's a great question. Fuck, that's a good question. I'm gonna go with the Falcons because that's a historic comeback game, and I remember how I felt for that game. Like I was just like, there was just no way that was gonna happen, and then it was a build, and my mom kept saying like it was a big Super Bowl party, and my mom just kept saying, and my buddy who listens to this podcast, Victor, he'll attest to that. Um, like he was positive the whole time, so kudos to you, bro. But my mom kept saying, they could do it. They could do it. And I'm like, Mom, they're down 3 scores. They need a touchdown, 2 touchdowns plus two-point conversions and like all this stuff. And as it happened, I was like, yeah, but they still got to do this. And then, yeah, they still got to do this. And then when it settled, like when it hit that this was possible is when they got that 2-point conversion where they were now only down 8. Then I was like, oh shit. Oh man. Like this could happen. So it would be that one because I just remember my roller coaster of emotions. Like the Seahawks game was really good, and that ending was just superb, like outrageous. Again, I saw that every time my buddy Victor came into town to watch these games, we won. Yeah, the one time that we lost, so he actually went to the game. He went to the game where the Eagles beat the Patriots. But I remember I tackled him or he tackled me or whatever. I think he tackled his brother and then I tackled him. Like when that happened, it was absolutely insane watching that moment live. But so I would have to go with the Falcons one, just because it was a historical one, and my emotions were this the whole way. The Seahawks game, I was just on like the edge of my seat the whole time because it was such a close game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to go with that one.
Yeah, for me, it's obvious as an Eagles fan, it would be
Mhm.
that Eagles New England game, which I did That was the first time I'd ever been to the Eagles bar. I now frequent during Eagles games with our friends, Hawk and Leah, and both Hawk and Leah were absolutely shit faced. I want to say 5 minutes into the first quarter. So it was, I mean,
so let me ask you this. Like,
props
if you
to
could
them.
think of one off your top of your head, I know which one mine would be. Super Bowl, obviously, our lifetime, because it doesn't have to be, but which Super Bowl would like to have attended? Not our teams. For me, it
Not,
would. Yeah, for
go ahead.
me, it would have been the 2011 Saints. I like that was such an uplifting story, and that city needed that. So I like Drew Brees. Fuck Sean Payton, all that shit. I know, but I've always liked Drew Brees. So I think that would have been cool just to see the impact that it had on that community. I thought would be really really cool.
Yeah. That was actually going to be the next question I was going to ask you. So I'm glad you asked that because I have
I'm on point
two.
today. I got fucking
You are on
hired.
point. This is I can tell you're on cloud nine because you're just cooking with gas.
You're right. We should go
But
golfing.
yes. But the two that came to my mind of the past couple years, I think the Rams Bengals game, I think that game I remember was fun to watch. I think
Yeah,
that'd be cool to
it
go, but
was
that's
pretty
not my
going.
pick. But the two not involving my team that I would like to have been
I
there
said
in the
one, but
stadium.
sure.
Yeah. But the year before the one you're talking about, so the year before that was the Steelers Cardinals game, right? Where it just
Mm.
came down to the last
Again,
second throw.
wild that the Cardinals fucking made us. Jesus, that
Dude,
was
and
what.
again, they were, if Santonio Holmes doesn't catch that pass in the corner of the end zone, they win that Super Bowl, which is
Mhm.
insane. But I would have liked to gone to that one because you had the dramatic ending. You had the play right before halftime with James Harrison doing that return down the
Yeah,
sidelines
that
for
was
like
pretty
90
awesome.
yards or whatever. And then the other one I would have liked to have seen is the like live in person was the St. Louis Tennessee Titans game
Oh,
where the guy
dude,
gets
I
tackled at the
watched. I
one.
I just got chills when you said that. Like, whoa, like
Yeah.
no, dude, because I was cheering for the Titans in that game. Totally, and that was just, dude, what a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Dude, like he
That
laid
is.
there. He laid
Ugh.
there with that ball for so like, ugh.
But what a great tackle. Like, could you
Oh,
imagine
that
if that
open
guy would
field
have
tackle is
missed
amazing.
that or that he broke that tackle and it was just like, oh man, it was just right there. But yeah,
Yeah,
greatest show
great,
on turf.
greatest dude. It was
Uh
awesome. Good stuff. Good
uh
stuff. Those are good answers. Good answers. Great
yeah.
answers.
Good answers
Oh,
for both of us, Casino. Great
by the
job.
way, speaking of good answers, great answers, and bad answers, I had multiple people. One reach out to me in text, and because I have a lot of friends who watch our show, listen to our show. Multiple people, one through text and two people at the bar. They were like, "Are you fucking pizza's not a snack, man.
It's a snack.
It's a
It's a
full
snack.
fucking meal. It's a
It's
fucking
not a
meal.
meal.
It's not a
You,
snack. A bagel
this
bites.
is
If you
a
said
snack.
bagel, no, if you said bagel bites, that's a snack.
Who likes
Or if you
bagel
got the
bites?
or you never had fucking pizza bagel bites things?
You know what? I'm gonna go controversial statement here, Casino. Anything's a snack if you eat a little bit of it.
So this
If
is
you
that's where I was gonna go. This is the happy
yes.
median. If you got that thin crust pizza that they cut into make those little squares,
Uh-huh.
there you go. Then you got meat and a pastry, and that goes back to my whole pigs in a blanket, meat and a pastry argument about it has to be something like that. So there you go. If you do that, I think we're okay. But a full fucking slice of pizza or two slices of fucking pizza, that's not a snack. I agree with my friends. You're an idiot.
It's not like I said. It's not like I said. Oh, a New York strip, a porterhouse. It's not like I said. I said a thing.
You
It's a
said
grab on the
you started
go.
talking about Philly cheesesteaks right after that.
Yeah, but I did not say Philly cheesesteak because in my head I was like, well, that's not a snack. That's a meal. With
Pizza's
pizza,
not
I
a
never think that's
snack.
a meal.
Oh, so
It's just a
when you
snack.
order pizza, you go out and you eat
Mhm.
pizza. You're like, oh, this is just a snack. I'm gonna eat something later. That's that your mindset?
No, yes, because I think
no.
that's no, because you get the whole pizza so you can have slices of it later. So right there, you never go out to dinner and are like, I'm going to order this steak and then I'll just take it home later and have it again. You eat the steak there because mama didn't raise no bitch, right? But with a pizza, they give you the box so you can take it home later and have
All right.
more of it.
Fair
This
enough.
is also, again, if you're having a full meal, it still comes with sides and stuff like that,
What
but you're
sides
ordering
come
for
with
the meal.
pizza?
That's what I'm saying. Nothing, which makes it a snack.
No, it's
There's
a meal.
no wings, because again, you can eat if you go to a party and they have wings, they have pizza, they have celery sticks, they have pretzel bites. You're putting all that on a plate. You're not just grabbing the pizza and being like, I'm good. This is a meal. It's a part of the snack medley. It's a part of the snack medley.
No, it's not. No.
It's 100% snack medley. You can make it a meal, but then again, if I eat 100 pretzel bites, that's also a meal. So if there's no clear parameters on what's a meal and what's a snack, then what are we doing here, Casino? This is anarchy. Anarchy.
We did all agree though, Scoops was the greatest invention of all time. All right,
yeah,
moving on.
In the chip making field, I mean, that's the cure for cancer for chips. Next on the little bit of Super Bowl news I wanted to talk about, Casino. Apparently, I don't know if you heard this or not, but it's raining in Vegas and has been for a couple days now.
Yes, it has.
So this fellow, again, I don't know, when you do Media Row and there's 9 million people who come from the media to the Super Bowl, just things get reported and you're like, I don't know who this person is. I've never heard of them. And then it doesn't matter. But this guy on Twitter has been reporting, I want to give him a shout out, Matt Barrows on Twitter. And this went viral in the football online sphere. The 49ers, and I quote, the 49ers are currently at UNLV inspecting the squishier than expected practice fields. Their choices seem to be stand pat and practice there this week, or use the Raiders facility that the Chiefs are already using, which would alter the weekly schedule. So then somebody asked him, why can't they switch media time and practice time? When Chiefs practice, Niners can do media and vice versa. So he responds and says, the Chiefs thus far have been unwilling to change their schedule, and the NFL isn't making them do it. So I ask you, Casino, fair or foul? Should the Chiefs, due to the inclement weather here in Vegas, which we can both detest, it has been raining nonstop for basically a week at this point, but as Vegas locals, we can attest that the weather out here has been shit. UNLV practice facilities are outside. Should the Chiefs either be forced to accommodate the 49ers so they have equal playing field, or should the NFL have the authority to step in and be like, we're changing things up to accommodate the unforeseen circumstances of the weather?
Yes, I think so, because of the weather only. I mean, there was this. So apparently, the report also says that they put grass over turf out there as well, which is I find odd and weird. I mean, it's a practice facility. I know you're trying to match the field and all, but like a little weird. But with it being as rainy as it is, and has been, as you said, it's been raining for a week. I do think that the NFL should step in. Yes, technically, apparently, what it is the Chiefs are the home team, technically. So they get that other facility, and then, UNLV practice facility is San Fran's. But you know what? Like, everybody's like ragging on UNLV for this one. And I'm like, it was approved. That turf got approved not only by the NFL, but by the Players Association. So I have a bit of issue with that. Like, you just sound like you're bitching. But I do think with the nonstop weather, there should be some sort of accommodation to where they get at least some, not all, but some practice time indoors where they can do more full contact, work on certain plays that need what's going to be in the Super Bowl, which is a dry surface. I do think there's grounds for that. Um, but just like learning the plays that they want to run, you could do walkthroughs, you could do stuff like that. But yeah, I think with the weather, they should get at least some supplemental time inside a dry arena, whether it's the actual stadium itself or the practice facility. I think they should get some due to the weather only. Only if they're just bitching about the field, um, then that's a whole different thing. And I think they could just shove it up their ass because it was approved by the NFL and the Players Association, not just the NFL, not just Roger Goodell, but the Players Association. But with the rain, I do think that they should get a little bit of time.
So now, Casino, here is where I'm writing down when I am petty, right? Because this is petty asshole me being like, all I heard for the Super Bowl last year was, I mean, who cares about the field? Adjust, wear different shoes. You're in the Super Bowl. It wasn't affecting the Chiefs at all. I mean, you can watch every play from the Super Bowl and see Eagles defensive players slipping around. And I was told, oh, the entire makeup of the Eagles defense is based on their D line getting pressure. And it's not with the Chiefs, but that doesn't matter because they should just change their shoes. They should adjust. The Sod father made his last Super Bowl, like all this bullshit, right? And it's just like, why are you bitching? Play the game. And who were the number one people saying that? It was salty 49ers fans and players who got their ass kicked in the NFC Championship game. And then funny how a year later, exact same circumstances happen, and now all of a sudden it's this huge injustice. So it's this huge injustice, right? Where now all of a sudden this needs to be addressed and 49ers players are upset. Well, I mean, sucks to suck, right? If you didn't want to be in the Super Bowl, you didn't have to be, right?
Right.
So I have zero sympathy. You play in San Francisco, it rains there all the time. You're not used to playing in wet grass.
No.
God.
They're used to it. So that's I see your point there. They're used to that. Like that's fine. But are the Chiefs getting an advantage because they are able to play or practice, which is where the Super Bowl is going to be, an inside arena? Are the Chiefs getting an advantage?
Well, they're not practicing. They're practicing at the Raiders practice facilities, not in Allegiant Stadium.
Right, I know, but it's still a domed. It's still a domed place. So that's where my issue is. That's where my issue is. I understand the whole petty bullshit. Like I get that. I do. No, I do because I think that's bullshit. They want to yap, and Niners are used to playing in those type of conditions. Being on the bay, like an open stadium, they're used to rain. Rain happens there all the time. Do I think it was odd that they just put sod over turf at that practice facility? Yes. But with the weather, and it being an indoor game, an indoor Super Bowl, I do think it's an advantage for the Chiefs that they get to practice more time in the same kind of conditions that would be in the actual Super Bowl. I do think that is an advantage for the Chiefs. Again, I'm not saying that you can't work out and you can't run plays and you can't do shit on the actual practice facility at UNLV, but there's a difference there. They should both be able to play a little bit of time that is going to be somewhat the same scenario that is going to be actual Super Bowl field. That's my only take on that. I can see where people are frustrated. Niners fans, Niners players if they are taking their take of the Chiefs get to play in a closed environment, no weather, like they're going to be able to play in the Super Bowl, and then we have to be out here in the rain on now that grass that is fucked up. Like, I get it. I get the frustration if they go that route. If they're just complaining about the turf, like, fuck off. Like, that whole argument, it was approved, fuck off. Like, it is what it is. But that's my take on it. I understand your pettiness. My son is also, I think, waking up. So you segue us into the next thing, and I'm going to get his bottle started, my friend.
It's going crazy over here. My kid's begging for an apple. Like, he can't just go get it. I don't know if you heard
Some
me
kids just don't know how to go get apples. My kid, Mike. So she's not strong enough to open up the fridge door, but as soon as the fridge door's open, it's all hell break. Like, she knows how to open all the drawers, and she's just like, shh. There's one day I was making something. I had the fridge door open. I look over, and she does. She has an apple, and she's 2.5, almost 3. So she's got strongish teeth. But I see her just grabbing this apple and like, she's like, Dad, I got an apple. And I'm just like, first off, that was a huge ass bite. Second off, your poor teeth. Like, Jesus. I'm an adult and I struggle biting through an apple sometimes.
I know.
Like, jeez. Yeah. And she was just like, what's up, guys?
All right, Casino. On to our last Super Bowl Media Week story so far. It's only Tuesday, so I'm sure we'll have more stuff on Friday if anybody says anything juicy or anything like that. But the last bit of news broke last night, and it's still a mystery. So we're going to guess who it is.
A mystery.
Yes. And which would be the most detrimental to one of the teams if it was them this happened to. So this was reported by Las Vegas locally on X, formerly known as Twitter. This is all the tweet says. So 49ers are staying at Lake Las Vegas. Beautiful place. Been to it many times. It's very nice. So it has to be somebody on the 49ers. It says, this is all the tweet says. No follow-up as of yet. An NFL player in town for the Super Bowl was attacked by a coyote last night at Lake Las Vegas, according to a source. So a member of the 49ers was attacked by a coyote last night. Obviously, it's not Purdy. It's not McCaffrey. Because if it was one of those two, I feel like this would be the biggest news story in the world, right? So
postpone the Super Bowl.
Yes. So now again, I'm also assuming that attacked might be a strong word because again, I feel like if somebody
I'm sure it's after him.
Yeah. Or he saw a coyote or something like that. Also, I'm going to feel really bad if it does come out that this guy was like, is on life support. Yeah. And we're just making jokes about it. But I think we're using the term loosely here when we say attacked. But
that's typically how it always works.
Yeah. That made me think, Casino. First off, what position group on the 49ers do you think it was? I'm saying offensive lineman.
I was going to say defensive lineman.
Oh, shit. And it's got to be a backup or somebody who's a special teams guy. Because, again, if it was a known player, if this was Trent Williams getting attacked by a coyote, it's front page news. So it's got to be backup special teams guy. We wish them well. But this made me think of the question, Casino.
Got a lot of meat on them bones.
On what animal in your current state right now, you're on a walk, you get confronted by an animal. At what size do you think it starts becoming an issue for you where you're concerned? We're going to start small. If it's a rat, if it's a spider. Yes, if it's a rat, if it's a spider.
I don't think it matters. I don't give a shit about the size. It's about the aggressive and viciousness of the animal or whatever it is.
Yeah, like, so I'm asking you what size animal you think you can take. We're just
I don't know.
Scale-wise.
They got to be below my knees.
So if it is let's think of an animal that's about waist high. A platypus. You're getting taken out by a platypus.
No,
It
they gotta be
attacks you on
below.
a trail.
No, the platypus is below my knees. I'm not scared of. That's what I was saying.
But
Below
if
my
it's
knees.
standing up on its hind legs.
But it doesn't do that often. I mean, it does.
It does when it's attacking you on this
platypus.
trail in this scenario.
Okay. Dude. This is a weird ass question. That doesn't make sense. Again, it's going based on the animal, man, or whatever it is. Like if I saw an elephant, I'd be scared of an elephant too if it started charging at me. But they're friendly. They're friendly. Shit, I don't know, man.
I'm saying anything bigger than a goose. I'm saying goose is where I tap out. Right?
Okay,
like,
so
I
you
can
think
take
you
out
could
a goose.
You think you could take out anything smaller than a goose?
Yes.
All right, let's go get that fucking mongoose. Talking about geese. Let's go get a mongoose.
I think I could take out a mongoose. Again, it's a fight to the death.
Okay.
You and a mongoose. You think
a
mongoose is winning?
Fight to a
fight
death.
To the
fucking
death.
You are a honey badger.
Me or again, a fight to the death. All I have to do is grab it and just smack it on the ground.
Yeah, all that honey badger has to do is take one of his fucking talons and literally just like down your chest, and you're bleeding to death.
Yeah, but I'm
bleeding
saying,
to death.
Well, again,
they're faster than you. They have more control. Like they can turn you could grab it by the neck, and they're still going to be able to turn around and bite you in the fucking hand.
First off, what's the mongooses 40 time?
Because
just randomly say it's faster than me. I mean, we haven't seen. We don't know.
Okay, well,
stats.
fucking honey badger can take down a snake. So obviously, I think the honey badger is faster than a goddamn snake.
Yeah, but again, this is not a surprise attack.
You ain't faster than a fucking snake.
Well, which snake?
That's the point.
I'm saying.
See, there's so many variables to this. This is a sports podcast. What the fuck are we talking about?
It's sports related. The guy got attacked by a coyote.
Okay,
right?
Do you think you can outrun it, or do you think you could take a coyote? Let's talk about that. Do you think you could take a coyote? Do you think you could take a coyote?
No, absolutely not.
All right.
I'm saying certain dogs, no way. Right? Like that's why I said the knees kind of thing. And then obviously snakes is a whole other thing. But again, it's like full, like you see it on the trail right in front of you. So I'm not saying I could get a snake because obviously cobras are the deadly ones, right? Where they just bite you, you die. But I'm saying like animals, right? I'm saying if it's bigger than a geese, I'm tapping out.
A goose.
Smaller than a geese, a goose. I feel like I got a shot.
I mean, if there's multiple geese, you're still fucked.
No, multiple geese.
Dude,
but they got what are they attacking you with? They got their bills.
Have you ever seen a goose's tongue? Look up, no joke. Look it up right now. No, I want your reaction right now. Look up
goose's tongue.
Look up a goose's tongue. Geese tongue. The goose's tongue. And look at that thing and tell me you're not going to be fucking terrified of a goose running after you with that thing in his mouth.
But see, that's creepy just because it looks like it has human teeth. That's creepy.
Yeah.
It looks like it has baby teeth in its adult mouth.
Yeah. It looks like it looks like one of the fucking saws, dude. That's creepy, right? Just imagine just imagine a goose coming running after you.
But
and
again,
all of a sudden he opens up his mouth and opens up his bill, and you just see this razor tongue going like, "Nyeh." Fucking Chainsaw Massacre, but with geese.
But in a fight to the death, I'm just grabbing its geese neck and kapow. And there goes our PETA
goose and geese. Get your plurals and your non-plurals correct here, sir.
I mean, geese, goose. If I'm being attacked by a gaggle of geese, they're going down. Right. But again, it's that age-old question where it's like 100 2-year-olds or 200-year-olds. It's that classic question, Casino. And obviously this is a joke, much like the pizza debate. These are not, real statements. Obviously a snake bites me once, I'm dead. There's spiders out there that bite you once you're dead.
The pizza one though, the pizza debate, you were just an idiot.
That's not true.
Yeah.
I am an idiot, but I was sound on that debate.
I don't agree.
Pizza's a snack.
It's not a snack. It's a meal.
Pizza's a snack. Casino and me are snacks.
My kid just spit up his bottle that he just took. That's awesome. Here you go. This is what everybody gets to look forward to. If you have children, just spit.
And that's a perfect way to end the episode, Casino, because I have to go pick up my son. So once again, we did not get to NHL or NBA.
This was just to get to know us.
Which is funny because it's not a running gag, but much like the Jimmy Kimmel, Matt Damon thing, it just turned into a gag. I would like to talk about NBA.
No,
and
I legitimately have 4 stories up about hockey. So I'm just going to rattle them off real quick. You guys can look them up on your own because he'll post this up.
I do have 5 minutes, so do your 5-minute hockey.
Oh, I can rock this. I can rock this. All right, first up tonight you have you have the Oilers versus Edmonton Oilers versus the Golden Knights tonight. Great game because the Oilers have a 16-game winning streak going on right now. If they win one more, they tie the Pittsburgh Penguins from the 1992-93 Penguins for the longest win streak in NHL history, which is 17 games. So the Golden Knights, I want them to obviously just crush the Oilers, but a 16-game win streak, that's fucking legit. But yeah, if they get past the Knights tonight, they play the Ducks after that. So I guarantee you they would probably break this record. So the Knights got to end it really tonight. But it's going to be a tall order. Connor McJesus is what I call him. He did just win the $1 million at the skills competition for the NHL All-Star weekend. So he's feeling it. He's happy. I hope we stomp him tonight. So check that game out. It's on Hulu and ESPN Plus. Weird, but whatever. Sharks are currently staying in that division. Sharks are currently on track to be the worst team in the cap era. They are projected currently to finish season with 0.261%. That's their win average. The Detroit Red Wings back in 2019 and 2020 had a super low one at 0.275. So currently, this year's San Jose Sharks could be the worst team in NHL history, and I really think that's funny. I think just as if the playoffs started now, or like with everybody's percentages saying the same, they would have to win 28 of their last 31 games to make the playoffs. They're about to be eliminated from playoffs with more than a quarter of the season to go, which is wild. The next one, really cool. NHL players are now going to be able to play in the Olympics. We haven't been able to do that since 2014 in Sochi. And so that's exciting because I really want to see the NHL players go back in and play. So we'll see them in 2026 in Italy. Very excited for that. It had been a while, and they had played the 1998 games all the way to 2014 games, but since then the last 2 they haven't played. So I'm really excited that they've got it figured out, and NHL agrees for the NHL players to play and participate in the Winter Olympics in 2026 and 2030. They made the deal for those 2 Olympics. After that, not sure, but that's where we're at with that. This is the speed round. And then the last one is a wild one. I won't have to, fuck it. I'm not going to get into that one. That one's a whole sad story about 2018 World Junior Canadian hockey players. 5 of the players got, it was alleged that they were a part of a sexual assault on an unarmed woman in a hotel room back in 2018. Jesus. And well, it's been confirmed they have been now arrested.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That's the story you're ending on?
Yep. That's how I'm ending it.
Dear
Let's do it.
Lord. Dear Lord. I mean, I wish I had an uplifting story to I mean, the NBA stories you're going to talk about was like, is LeBron going to the Knicks?
This is great. More great. Oh, the NBA story is sad. Joel Embiid has to have surgery on his meniscus.
Yeah. And apparently he's going to be out minimum a month, definitely more than that. There's no way.
This was a career season for him, man. Oh, so sad. So sad.
He was.
So we'll end on a sad NBA. We'll end on the sad NBA story.
Yeah, sad or far and away, he was the MVP of the league. And
I still think he could win it.
Well, no, because the NBA implemented the 65 game limit for MVPs,
yeah, that's right.
which perfect example of why that rule was supposed to make people play more, but then it made Joel Embiid play when he was already hurt, and then it led to what's going to be an injury that takes him out of the race.
He should not have played that game. What was it in Utah? Was it the Utah game? Colorado?
I think so.
Utah or Colorado?
No, I think it was against the Nuggets.
Yeah, so it was Utah or Colorado, one of the two. So
yeah.
So sad.
He basically forced himself to play in that game, got injured further than he already was. Now he's out for the season. The LeBron news was he did a tweet a week or two before the trade deadline where he just put an hourglass. So it's the yearly LeBron James wants to be traded because his team's not a title contender this year.
Yeah,
and then like 3 days later, he's wearing a Knicks towel and everybody's like, is LeBron going to the Knicks? No, he's staying in LA. That I feel like was just
now I know the perfect thing to end on. We're going to now switch back over to NFL. What quick take. I love it. Brock Purdy's now one of my all-time favorite players currently. But did you see the whole, oh my gosh, Cam Newton thing saying Brock Purdy's trash?
I was going to ask you about that. Was that a real quote that he said?
I don't know, but there was if it wasn't, there was a fake. If that was a real quote, there was a fake. If that was fake news, then they made a fake news of a Brock Purdy response. So I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it. But Brock Purdy apparently was like,
save that. No, save that. We will look it up. That is the teaser. I want that to be the first thing we talk about on Friday's episode.
Fair enough. All right. Sounds good. Yeah. I got to go clean up because now he's puked on me twice. Now I smell like bottle. I smell like baby spit. It's great.
On that note, this has been the Only Sports Podcast.
Let's go.
I'm Will. That's Casino over there. We'll see you on Friday's episode. Adios. Like and subscribe. Do all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Adios.
Yeah.